The Queen of Pop, one of the best-known female singers of all times, the icon, the fighter. Who is she, in fact? Hi everyone, my name's Elle. I am a creator and here I talk about art, literature, music, and cinematography. Madonna. This name has been famous for so many years that it seems you can talk about her and her life achievements forever. Today, I'm going to tell you all the most interesting facts about this amazing woman and delve deep into her art. Now get ready. This is going to be a rough ride. We will analyze her music and the journey this artist has been on for all these years to answer the most important question: why is she so incredibly cool? And what is so special about Madonna that makes us think we can consider all the things she's done our legacy? And yes, since I am a Madonna's fan, this whole video is just going to be me talking about how much I love her. Anyway, I will also analyze each of her albums and make my top Madonna albums. Everyone does it, so why shouldn't I? But before we begin, I'm gonna need some change here. There, much better now. Born in August 1958, Madonna had a long road ahead of her, a journey full of ups and downs, joy and success, pain and regrets. And even if she could be unaware of it, she was destined to become a global superstar. When Madonna was 5 years old, her mother died of breast cancer, and perhaps it would be fair enough to say that this traumatizing event played major part in shaping the Madonna we know today. And she's admitted it many times. On her way to winning universal acclaim, Madonna faced quite a lot of challenges and went through quite a lot of experiences. Feeling the spark within and eager to express herself, she was ready to do everything she could to learn how to do it. She received professional training as a dancer and played in a few musical bands, evolving from a drummer to a guitarist and then a vocalist. She tried modeling and acting, went for various auditions and danced in nightclubs. This part of her life was wild and chaotic, and so was everyone else's. When she moved to New York in search of fame and success, she learned how unstable it was and what horrible places people used to live in.
When I first moved to New York, I was a teenager. It was 1979, and New York was a very scary place. In the first year, I was held up at gunpoint, raped on a rooftop with a knife digging into my throat, and I had my apartment broken into and robbed so many times, I just stopped locking the door. In the years to follow, I lost almost every friend I had to AIDS or drugs or gunshot. As you can imagine, all these unexpected events not only helped me become the daring woman that stands before you, but it also reminded me that I am vulnerable.
And that was the exact point when Madonna began writing music. Her first album, called Madonna, was released in 1983, and although her artistic journey began far earlier than that, perhaps this was the year when it got really, really personal. Okay, so before we get started, I just want to make it clear that there is no such thing as a bad Madonna album. They're all cool, but in different ways. And this is what's so special about this artist. She's been reinventing herself for decades, disclosing different parts of her versatile personality to the world. And it all began with joy, holiday, celebration, against all odds. Madonna's debut album is filled with so much raving energy that while listening to it, you just can't help dancing. Even now, almost 45 years later, you can put in your earphones and listen to songs on this record to suddenly find yourself stomping to the beat.
I know you've been waiting. Yeah, I've been watching you. Yeah, I know you want to get up. Yeah, come on. Everybody, come on, dance and sing. Everybody, get up and do your thing. Everybody, come on, dance and sing. Everybody, get up and do your thing.
If you compare the joy and elation of this album to the actual life conditions in which it was created, you might think that this was an attempt to escape that reality, to hide from it, to forget about your worries and sorrows for at least 5 minutes and just enjoy being able to exist. It surely felt like a painkiller. No wonder it got so popular quickly. Correspondingly, this was the moment the world finally learned who Madonna was, or who she wanted to be seen as at least. A tough, strong, and energetic gal whose dancing skills cannot be matched. Years later, she'll admit that she wanted to seem invulnerable because, in fact, she was really self-conscious and scared, but she managed to get over it and make everyone else learn her name. My favorite songs on this record are Everybody, I Know It, Borderline, Holiday, and Burning Up. Highly recommended, 10 out of 10. I'm not really into the song called Physical Attraction, but that's just me being me. That's okay, that happens. Overall, although this is certainly not her best work, this album was a really, really good start and it had a great concept. It wasn't meant to heal, but to help survive. The song's lyrics don't really have a deep meaning here, but frankly, they don't have to. So, out of 14 studio albums Madonna has released so far, I'd say that her debut album is number 11 on my list. It's good in its own way, but there will be more and we have just started. Time to change. Like a virgin. Like a virgin. Touched for the very first time. Fashion changes fast, and so does the music. In 1985, after her first major success, Madonna releases her second studio album called Like a Virgin. This record was followed up by her first world tour called The Virgin Tour, and a major scandal that only reinforced Madonna's status as a star. While performing her lead hit, Like a Virgin, she lost a shoe and took off the other shoe right away to come downstairs properly. She kept singing, and while doing so, she took off the wedding veil and started rolling around the stage in search of her white shoe. Years later, while promoting her 14th album, she was reminded of this accident with a similar shoe, and that's why I have this white shoe standing here on my desk. I hope you appreciate my creativity. Anyway, in this chapter of her life, Madonna appears a bit softer and more open hearted than she was at the very beginning. She sings songs of love, and it seems that they are written from actual life experience. The song Love Don't Live Here Anymore is saturated with pain and sorrow. It ripped my heart the first time I listened to it. I mean, just take a moment to appreciate this with me.
Just a vacancy. Love don't live here.
Other than that, she keeps dancing and amusing her listeners. This time, however, it feels way more sensual and accentuated. One of the most popular songs of this record, Dress You Up, is good both for listening to and thinking about. This is also a good moment to emphasize that each of Madonna's world tours is always a great performance, a bright and harmonious unity of dancing, singing, writing, and interacting with the audience. It's not just a concert, it's an act, and Like a Virgin seemed like the album in which Madonna was finally able to externalize all her creativity and artistry. She found backdancers, performed with tambourines, and even cosplayed Marilyn Monroe. Not kidding, there's a video.
Now I know you're mine. The people of the world. Now I know you're mine. Now I know you're mine. You've got to get into the groove. Boy, you got to prove your love to me. Yeah, get up on your feet. Yeah, step to the beat. Boy, what will it be? Get into the groove. Boy, you got to prove your love to me. Yeah, get up on your feet. Yeah, step to the beat. Boy, what will it be?
Like a Virgin is a very, very important step in Madonna's career, and some say this is her greatest album of all times. But for me, it's more about the concept than the music. Don't get me wrong, as I said before, I do love some of the songs, such as Get Into the Groove or Love Don't Live Here Anymore, but although I find it cool vibing to Material Girl, some songs, such as Over and Over, Shoo-Be-Doo, and Angel, are just not for me. So in my top, Like a Virgin gets its well-deserved 12th place, and we're moving straight to 1987. Change, please.
The one you want me all about. The one you said I could do without. We're in an awful mess, and I don't need maybe. Please, Papa, don't preach. I've been told deep. Papa, don't preach. I've been losing sleep, but I made up my mind. I'm keeping my baby. I'm gonna keep my baby.
True Blue. Released in 1987, True Blue was called one of the best pop albums ever made. And there's a good reason. The album is just amazing. Okay, so here we are talking about Madonna's contribution to composing. She didn't write all the songs on this record herself, but even the songs written for her, she remade and recorded in her own way, such as her famous track La Isla Bonita.
I fell in love with San Pedro.
Another thing to pay attention to here is how cinematic this record is. In True Blue, Madonna is telling you different stories and they almost seem like short musicals. I absolutely adore the Papa Don't Preach music video. You have to see it yourself.
Daddy, Daddy, if you could only see just how good he's been treating me, you give us your blessing right now, 'cause we are in love. We are in love, so please, Papa, don't preach. I'm in trouble deep. Papa, don't preach. I've been losing sleep, but I made up my mind. I'm keeping my baby. I'm gonna keep my baby. Oh, oh.
All the songs on this record are really emotional, but my most favorite is Live to Tell. Apart from everything else, Madonna is known to be a singer who is exceptionally great at performing ballads, and this song has to be her first ballad of many to follow. This song is about an emotional trauma, something that haunts you, something that doesn't let you breathe even when you're an adult. She has included it in 4 of her world tours, and every time she performs it, it is a show. Last time, during the Celebration tour, she used it as a way to show love, pain, and respect to all those bright and incredibly talented lives that were taken away from us by the horrors of AIDS. Heartbreaking, truly.
If I ran away, I'd never have the strength to go very far. I would bring here the beating of my heart. Let it go cold, a secret that I hide. Will I grow? How will they hear? When will they learn? How will they know?
Madonna always sought to participate actively in the creation of music and lyrics for her songs. This makes it all far more complex than just performing. There is a message in everything that she does, and this incredible album proves it well. In True Blue, you see Madonna changing haircuts, outfits, and identities. She's experimenting with styles and genres and ultimately with the art of performing itself. This album is very artistic, very raw, and very beautiful. Great job, Queen. In my top, I'd put it right here to take the 7th place, and I think this is a great moment to say, change!
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Imagine this. It's 1989. You live your typical, totally normal, and frankly, boring little life when suddenly this banger appears.
Life is a mystery. Everyone must stand alone. I hear you call my name, and it feels like home, just like a prayer. Your voice can take me there, just like a muse to me. You are a mystery, just like a dream. You are not what you seem, just
Like a Prayer, the legendary album that turned Madonna into a world-class superstar, and also made the church claim that she's a witch worth being burned at a stake. When discussing Madonna's legacy, it's impossible not to mention the way she used to write and sing about religion.
Huh? I can't hear you. I have these ear things. Religion is love? No. Love has nothing to do with religion. No. Religion is an idea that someone pushes on you. Religion is judgment. Religion is suffering. Religion is conforming. Religion is establishment. Fuck all that. Love has nothing to do with religion. Love does not divide.
She was raised and brought up in faith, and she admitted it had a great influence on her when she was little. However, as she grew up, her understanding of religion developed as well. She didn't believe in God, at least not in the way most people see it, but she wasn't an atheist either. Her personal search for answers and pushing boundaries of creation became one of the central aspects of her art, and she expressed her ideas her own way. By playing with the very concept of religion, she explored what faith in God meant for people, how it shaped their perception, and made it part of her controversial shows. And it was beautiful, daring, and absolutely impressive. At some point, she found her own answer in Kabbalah. In 2025, she gave a long interview about a person's spiritual search. I'll leave a link somewhere here. It's really interesting to watch. Oh, and by the way, in case you don't know, Madonna is her real name. Moreover, she was named after her mother, whose name was Madonna as well. That's not a stage name, it's totally real. That has to be another reason why she's so interested in religion, by the way. I mean, how can you not be when your name's Madonna? Anyway, the album became iconic and pushed Madonna's music to a whole new level. Even now she admits that the lead song on this record must be her favorite song to perform, and that is a pretty understandable thing, because performing Like a Prayer is always a goddamn spectacular show. She's done it so many times, it has got countless versions, and has become Madonna's business card. One of the many. But that's not the only song in the album for sure. If you ask me, I'd like to point out a few more songs that are worth being mentioned. First of all, it's Oh Father, a very touching ballad about Madonna's relationship with her parent. Express Yourself, which is another popular banger, and Act of Contrition. Many other people like the songs Till Death Do Us Part, Cherish, and Promise to Try. I don't like them that much, but it's hard to overestimate the legacy of these compositions. In these songs, Madonna talks about her trauma, and this integrity is priceless. Short after the release of the album, Madonna was on her Blonde Ambition tour, which was banned in several American states and some Eastern countries for being way too explicit and sexual. This was the beginning of something called witch hunt. People started to blame Madonna for so-called lust, blasphemy, and vulgarism. Well, her answer was truly iconic.
I'm an Italian American and I'm proud of it. Proud of being an American because it is the country I grew up in. The country that gave me the opportunities to be who I am today. And a country that believes in freedom of speech and artistic expression. I am also proud of being an Italian because it is my father's heritage and because it is the reason that I am passionate about the things that I believe in. It is also the reason my blood boils when I am misunderstood or unfairly judged for my beliefs. I am aware that the Vatican and certain Catholic communities are accusing my show of being sinful and blasphemous, that they are trying to keep people from seeing it. Basta per favore! If you are sure that I am a sinner, then let he who has not sinned cast the first stone. If you are not sure, then I beg of you, as righteous men and women of the Catholic Church that worship a God who loves unconditionally, to see my show and then judge me. No, I must say it all. My show is not a conventional rock show, but a theatrical presentation of my music. And like theater, it asks questions, provokes thoughts, and takes you on an emotional journey, portraying good and bad, light and dark, joy and sorrow, redemption and salvation. I do not endorse a way of life, but describe one, and the audience is left to make its own decisions and judgments. This is what I consider freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and freedom of thought. To prevent me from performing my show, you, the Catholic Church, are saying that you do not believe in these freedoms. If you do not believe in these freedoms, basta! If you do not believe in these freedoms, you are imprisoning everyone's mind. When a mind is imprisoned, then our spiritual life dies. When the spirit dies, there is no reason to live. Every night, before I go on stage, I say a prayer. Not only that my show will go well, but that the audience will watch with an open heart and an open mind and see it as a celebration of love, life, and humanity. Sono molto felice di essere qui.
Alright, this was Madonna's fourth album, and in my top it takes its well-deserved sixth place. And we're moving on. Change, please.
Give me nothing, let me have my way. I'll give you love, I'll hit you like a truck. I'll give you love, I'll teach you how to. I like to put you in a trance. Erotic, put your hands all over my body. Erotic, put your hands all over my body. Erotic, put your hands all over my body.
Boom, baby! Erotica! Let's go! Erotica has to be one of my most favorite albums by Madonna and one of the best pop releases of all times. It is adored in the community, and I've got the feeling that Madonna herself might even like this album a bit more than she likes her other albums. She did, after all, include many songs from Erotica into her Celebration World Tour in 2024. Oh well, that's saying something. And just take a look at how she's vibing to it in 2026.
Bitch, you do it, you take it, you screw it, you fake it, I do it, you break it, you're over, you can't take it.
As we delve into the lore of the album, I feel it's extremely important to comment on its name. I've got the feeling that the very word erotica was chosen for a reason. The thing is, you can see this whole album as Madonna's private diary, her inner thoughts, all her secrets turned into music. That said, We're talking metaphorical nudity. And that's basically what the whole album is about. Pretty much every song makes you feel like you have Madonna sitting right here next to you or walking next to you if you're listening to it on the go and telling you all of her deepest secrets, all her pain and all her desires. Her integrity is overwhelming and that's just everything. More importantly, that's delivered by various means at the same time. Madonna doesn't only sing on this record. She screams, she whispers, she cries and sobs, she moans and laughs, and it all feels like she's as real and natural as she can ever be. The music is beautiful, of that there is no doubt. But with this album, you really have to listen to the lyrics in order to feel everything, to feel how deep everything is in erotica. Madonna performed two of my most favorite songs from this album, Fever and Bad Girl, on Saturday Night Live show in 1993, and I suggest you listen to the live version. Her voice conveys the message perfectly.
I don't wanna cause you any pain, but I love you just the same, and you'll always be my baby. In my heart, I know we've come apart, and I don't know where to start. What can I do? I don't wanna feel blue.
Another track that I love on this record is called Deeper and Deeper, which was perfectly performed during her Rebel Heart tour in 2015. And I love the fact that the original version includes the reference to her single Vogue that was released a bit earlier in 1990. And although we're talking about her studio albums here, I believe it's just as important to talk about her singles too. Now, the song that actually broke my heart is called In This Life. In this song, Madonna is grieving for her friend that she lost to AIDS. In the song, she is asking herself why this happened, why life is so cruel, and how is she supposed to move on with someone she loved so much gone.
Knew the day was dawning, and I didn't have a chance to say goodbye. In this life, I loved you most of all. What for?
But there's fun in erotica too. If you want to relax, there's always Thief of Hearts, Did You Do It, and Secret Garden. In one of these songs, guys just keep wondering whether or not they had sex with Madonna. And in another song, Madonna herself is encouraging you to eat her out. The reason why some may dislike this album or find it challenging to listen to is that most of the songs on this record are really long, mostly 5 or 6 minutes long, but it gets better as you're getting used to it. It's worth it, I promise you. Overall, the album feels deep, psychological, and really, really personal. You feel that many of the songs were written from actual life experience. And in my top, it takes the third place, which is very, very high. Thank you, Erotica, that was fire. And we're moving on to 1994. I love this outfit so much, I really don't want to take it off. Oh, how do I like my crosses? Slay! That has to be one of the most. This has to be one of the bravest outfits I've ever created. And I'm not going like this outside. Especially considering it's winter, it's cold as fuck. Change, please!
All the world is a stage, and everyone has their part. But how was I to know which way the story goes? How was I to know you'd break my heart? I've always been in love with you. Guess you've always known you took my love for granted. Why, oh why? The show is over. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Say goodbye.
Bedtime Stories. Madonna's sixth album was released shortly after Erotica, and that is important because after Erotica saw the world, there was just too much hatred on Madonna's behalf. I can only imagine how painful it must have been to her. She was literally demonized on the social media, and everyone described her as blasphemous and immoral and slutty, dragging her good name in dirt while she was just trying to be honest, to show her most sensitive and vulnerable parts to the world. By then, she had already become a cultural icon, but with all that hatred, it was probably only a matter of time before somebody tried to cancel her and basically ruin her career.
I made my erotica album, and my sex book was released. I remember being the headline of every newspaper and magazine. And everything I read about myself was damning. I was called a whore and a witch. One headline compared me to Satan. I said, wait a minute. Isn't Prince running around with fishnets and high heels and lipstick with his butt hanging out? Yes, he was. But he was a man. This was the first time I truly understood that women really did not have the same freedom as men. I remember feeling paralyzed. It took me a while to pull myself together and get on with my creative life, to get on with my life. I took comfort in the poetry of Maya Angelou, in the writings of James Baldwin, and in the music of Nina Simone. I remember wishing that I had a female peer that I could look to for support. Camille Paglia The famous feminist writer said that I set women back by objectifying myself sexually. Oh, I thought. So if you're a feminist, you don't have sexuality. You deny it. So I said, it. I'm a different kind of feminist. I'm a bad feminist.
I'm telling you all this because there is a theory that bedtime stories were actually an attempt to ease the tension and fix all that situation. And it worked. Although Madonna still added the track Human Nature to the album, in which she's openly mocking all those who said that what she did was wrong.
Did I say something wrong? Oops, I didn't know we could talk about sex. I must have been crazy. Did I stay too long? Oops, I didn't know I could speak my mind. What was I thinking? And I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. It's human nature. It's human nature.
You should definitely listen to the live jazz version of the song, which she performed during the Madame X tour in 2019. That's a must-see.
I'm not your bitch. I'm not your bitch. Don't hang your shit on me.
Anyway, apart from Human Nature, the album feels way softer and warmer and contains songs about love and life. My favorite song is probably the one called Secret. I just love the melody and how Madonna is humming in it. I mean, just listen to it.
To understand how it could be until you shared your secret with me. Something's coming over. Something's coming over. Something's coming over me. My baby's got a secret.
Another cool song is Take a Bow, which she performed at Music Awards in 1995, and of course, the lead track Bedtime Story, which she composed with the help of Björk. There's a video, I highly recommend to watch it, cause both the video and the music feel rather surreal and alien, but they're beautiful in their own way. Fun fact, rumor has it that this music video was actually really cheap to make, but it looks expensive however. I don't know. In 2025, Madonna announced a companion extended play titled Bedtime Stories Untold Chapter, containing songs that did not make the final cut, along with the reissues of the original studio album to commemorate Bedtime Stories' 30th anniversary. That sounds interesting. Should I make another video about that? To sum it up, Bedtime Stories has some really good songs in it, and it's an important step in Madonna's career. But it's certainly not her best album, and it might not be as interesting as some of her other works. In my top, I'll put it right here, number 9. That's all I can say about it. Let's move on, shall we? 'Cause we are about to see something extraordinary change now!
You're so consumed with how much you get. You waste your time with hate and regret. You're broken when your heart's not open. If I could melt your heart, we'd never be apart.
Boom baby, we're finally here! Madonna's 7th studio album, one of her most loved albums ever, and an absolute masterpiece, Ray of Light. To have a full picture and understand why the album is so outstanding and what key themes Madonna explores in it, we'll have to learn what preceded the album creation. First of all, Madonna played the main part in one of the best musicals of all times, the one called Evita, in which she played the role of Eva Peron. In order to do that perfectly, she received professional vocal training from a very skillful and very demanding vocal coach for long months. Madonna has always had a great voice, but after Evita, it became even more powerful, deep, and impressive. Ray of Life was recorded soon after, and that explains why her singing sounds so expressive. Secondly, Madonna gave birth to her first daughter, Lourdes, and becoming a mother influenced her perception of reality greatly. Thirdly, it was the time when Madonna began studying Kabbalah, and her search for answers to the most important and philosophical questions of life is like a thread that connects all the songs on this record into one single entity. And finally, in 1998, the year of the release, Madonna turned 40 years old, which feels like a great time to think and analyze your past, present, and future. This is a beautiful age and a very important moment of life. And Ray of Light shows it all. It's deeply psychological, very intimate, very mature, and very, very beautiful. Of all the songs on this record, I'd like to specifically point out the song called Nothing Really Matters. She also used this song to open her 2024 celebration tour, and that was epic. And don't forget to watch the music video too.
Now that I am grown, everything's changed. I'll never be the same because of you. Nothing really matters. Love is all we need. Everything I give you all comes back to me.
Another great song is Frozen. Although it's pretty calm, it's really strong and emotive. There's a whole lot of energy in this song, and it always touches your soul whenever you listen to it. I even have a video where I play it on my keyboard. I'd be glad if you decided to see that. I can spend hours talking about how much I adore the songs The Power of Goodbye and Little Star. The latter is addressed to her daughter, to whom Madonna refers to as a gift from God, and her vocals are really impressive here. I'm not overreacting. You'll understand what I mean when you listen to it.
Made of flesh and bones, my life, my soul. You make my spirit whole. Never forget who you are, little star. Flying higher than all the birds in the sky. Never forget how to dream, butterfly. Never forget where you come from love.
And of course, it's impossible to imagine Ray of Light without the songs To Have and Not to Hold, Swim, and My Girl. The last one is another ballad in which Madonna talks about her life, imagining it as a road that she walks on. Very thought-provoking. And To Have Not to Hold was truly my favorite song by Madonna at some point. What else? Candy Perfume Girl is great to listen to in the background, and you absolutely mustn't miss the song called Shanti and Ashtangi, which Madonna sings in Sanskrit. The lead song of the album, Ray of Light, is a song that everyone adores, but I don't really like it, it's too crazy for me. Anyway, we could spend an eternity dwelling on this record because it clearly deserves it, but we don't have that time now, unfortunately. So let me just rate Ray of Light as Madonna's second best album and move on to year 2000. Change, please.
Hey, Mr. DJ.
Music makes the people come together. Yeah. Music makes the bourgeoisie and the rebel. Oh yeah.
Music. 2000s were a wild epoch. It was the time when pop music had a wave of style change and experiments. It was also pretty wild in terms of fashion and politics, but unlike those who simply followed the established trends, Madonna was definitely one of the few who set them. When her eighth studio album Music was released, Madonna proved yet again that one of her greatest talents is constant reinvention. In this era, we see a complete change of style. Sophisticated ballads and lyrical elegies disappeared and were replaced by dance pop, electronic music, and the robotic voice of the vocoder. Conceptually, music is harder to analyze because it touches upon different subjects and it's hard to say what the most important thing is. But what's not hard is to say that there are some really great songs on the record. First of all, it's the lead track. Music is a banger, and you can feel how Madonna herself is enjoying performing it. She has made several versions of this track throughout the following 2 decades, including the jazzish version of the Rebel Heart tour in 2015.
Hey, Mr. DJ, put a record on. I wanna dance with my baby. And when the music starts, I never wanna stop. It's gonna drive me crazy. Music.
What's funny is that although the album turns 26 years this year, the song still sounds pretty new and you can absolutely blow up your party if you put this on. In a good way, of course. What's more, American Pie and Don't Ever Tell Me. These two songs are about joy of life, in which Madonna seeks to make these people dance as she sings. That works, but my most favorite song of this album has to be the one called Gone. It's a little bit different. It's more personal and more philosophical. In this song, Madonna is wondering what will become of her and all that she's done when she dies. And to me, any sort of discussion about life and death is really valuable. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. Another good song here is Cyber Raga. In the song, Madonna sings in Sanskrit yet again, and the whole song basically sounds like a prayer to something divine, which is kinda cool. The rest of the songs aren't really my cup of tea. I know that many people love this album, which is great, but I just don't really feel the vibe. Madonna characterized music as edgier and a bit funkier compared to her previous record. She described the composition of music as funky electronic music blended with futuristic folk, complete with jangly guitars and moody melancholic lines. Shad D'Souza of Pitchfork viewed the record as an album designed to unite the disparate tastes of America and Europe, to act as a bridge between teen pop and sophisti-pop, the mainstream and the underground. For D'Souza, unlike her previous or future records, the album has no concept and relies on spontaneity. It expresses Madonna's desire to be on stage again and just party, party, party. Overall, this is a great album and we must respect its legacy, but I just don't really like it that much. So in my top, I say it is number 10, but it doesn't mean it's not worth listening to. As I said at the very beginning, there is no such thing as a bad Madonna album, and even if something ends up taking the last place over the top, you should still go and listen to it. Alright, and we're moving on to American Life. Change! Change! Change!
Fuck it. I'm drinking a soy latte. I get a double shot it. It goes right through my body and you know I'm satisfied. I drive my Mini Cooper and I'm feeling super duper. You they tell me I'm a trooper and you know I'm satisfied. I do yoga and Pilates and the room is full of hotties, so I'm checking out the bodies and you know I'm satisfied. I'm digging on the isotope, this metaphysics shit is dope, and if all this can give me hope, you know I'm satisfied. I got a lawyer and a manager, an agent and a chef, 3 nannies, an assistant and a driver and a jet, a trainer and a butler and a bodyguard of 5, a gardener and a stylist. Do you think I'm satisfied? I'd like to express my extreme point of view. I'm not a Christian and I'm not a Jew. I'm just living out the American dream, and I just realized that nothing is what it seems.
American Life. American Life is Madonna's 9th studio album released in 2003, and it's also one of her most unusual and underestimated records. At first, it received mixed reviews, and critics even claimed that the album is a failure. American Life performed really poorly in terms of financial success, and Madonna faced a lot of struggles while making it. However, retrospectively, it has been seen in a more positive light. Many famous reviewers conclude that this album was ahead of its time, and at the time of its release, the world was just not ready for it, mentally and psychologically. The concept of this album might have been seen as dangerous and unfit for 2003, but as we all know, artists are here to disturb the peace, and their work in this world is to make us feel uncomfortable in order for us to grow as human beings. While working on this album, Madonna was in a revolutionary mood. She wanted to fight the world's injustice and oppose evil. It was also about a famous person's struggle keeping faith and having a spiritual life while being popular and looked up to. In an interview with Larry King in October 2002, she said that she wanted to give the album a Hebrew name. Madonna then considered Ein Sof, which means endlessness, as a possible title for the album. However, as the months went on and the album became more of a meditation on the difficulty of leading a spiritual life in the glamorous society, The title was changed to Hollywood, with Madonna saying that it was a reflection of my state of mind and the view of the world right now. Still, she was not satisfied with the name and finalized on American Life. The lead track is my favorite. In the original music video for American Life track, we see Madonna preparing for battle, while famous investors and powerful leaders attend a fashion show where they see crippled soldiers, abandoned children, and other horrible consequences of ongoing military conflicts. The idea was to show how the heartless media makes a show out of everything, and how we close our eyes, not able to see the suffering due to our callousness.
American life. American life. I live the American dream. American dream. You are best thing I've seen. You are not just a dream. American.
The video was so bloody and explicit that it was cancelled the night it was supposed to air on TV. Madonna then made a new video, which was far less brutal. Anyway, the message remains loud and powerful. Another song mocking the elite and those in charge is called Hollywood. Today, we already know how unhealthy that kind of life can be, but back then, in 2003, Madonna singing about it was dire and fresh. She performed it together with Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, and that was the famous gay kiss moment that shocked the society so much. As always, Madonna continues to explore the themes of childhood and parenting in this album as well. That's what the song Mother and Father is about. There is the official robotic version, but I like the acoustic version much more.
There was a time when I was happy in my life. There was a time when I thought I'd live forever. There was a time when I prayed to Jesus Christ. There was a time I had a mother, it was nice. I got to give it up, 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 I got to let it go. I got to give it up. Oh, mother, oh, father, I got to give it up.
Finally, it's impossible to talk about American Life and not to mention the Die Another Day track and the music video that followed its release. By the way, this song was used as a soundtrack for one of James Bond's movie, and Madonna even played a bit role in it. Some other great songs here are Love Profusion and Nothing Fails. I'm not really into Ecstatic Process, Intervention, or Easy Ride, but overall, I really like this album for its concept, its energy, and its really good, stylish music. In my top, it gets the 8th place right next to True Blue, and we're getting further. Let's change. Tell me, why is it so hard to make a video? Confessions on a Dance Floor is the name of Madonna's 11th studio album, and this name actually speaks for itself, serving as a perfect description of what this album's about. In this era, we get to see the most energetic and vivacious dancing Madonna has ever provided us with, combined with deep lyrics and profound meaning. That said, we might even see this album as a philosophical experiment and ask ourselves a question. What's more important in music? The feelings that it instills in you, or the thoughts it provokes? In this case, the correct answer is both. Before the album was released, a few singles appeared, including the song that everyone has heard at least once in their lifetime. And no, this is not ABBA, this is Madonna. Yes, she did obtain the rights to use this sample in her song and gave it a new life. And it sounded just perfect. Dance pop was given a new incarnation. Commenting her artwork, Madonna said, "When I wrote American Life, I was very agitated by what was going on in the world around me. I was angry. I had a lot to get off my chest. I made a lot of political statements, but now I feel that I just want to have fun. I want to dance. I want to feel buoyant. And I want to give other people the same feeling. There's a lot of madness in the world around us, and I want people to be happy." Another song that completely blew my mind here is called Sorry, and I just love how Madonna is speaking in different languages here. In fact, this bitterness is what makes this song so powerful. Madonna literally says how tired she is of hearing apologies from a man, but this side of her personality will be revealed completely a bit later when we talk about her 11th studio album. There's place for religious motives in this album as well. One of my favorite songs is called Isaac, and here we hear Madonna combining pop music with ritual singing and praising of something divine, which sounds really cool. There was a conflict unleashed because of that. A group of Israeli rabbis heavily criticized the song, claiming that Madonna disrespected their religion, while in fact the words that the male voice is singing there are of love and compassion and happen to be more than 1,000 years old. Despite these foolish accusations, the album was a smash hit, as well as the Confessions tour. It was artsy and colorful, bright and energetic, just as always. Some critics claim that for Madonna this album was sort of a homecoming to what she began with, but better, brighter, and more mature. If you ask me, I'd also like to recommend to listen to a few more songs from this record, such as Forbidden Love, Jump, Like It or Not, Let It Will Be, and what was the last one? Oh, and Super Pop. I like this one very much. And don't forget to listen to the lyrics. As I said, they are very important. In my top, Confessions on the Dance Floor goes right here and takes place number 5. Great job, Madonna. Great job. I know that for many people this album is the very best, and some haters say that Confessions on the Dance Floor was the last great album by Madonna. And they are wrong. So very wrong. Let's move on, shall we? Let's change! Watch this. Heart Candy. Hard Candy is an album that Madonna released in 2008 and it quickly became a sensation. The Stick and Sweet tour that came after the release was met with agitation and exaltation. There's a lot of energy in this record, and this energy is mostly conveyed through anger, or at least that's what I feel. Hard Candy seems very enraged and hurt, ready to punish the one who made her feel all that pain. The reason why I say this is because when you listen to the songs on this record, you realize that pretty much all of them are addressed to a man who hurt Madonna. In the song She's Not Me, the singer literally berates the man's new partner, claiming she's never gonna be as great. In Miles Away, my favorite, and the most beautiful song of the whole album, she goes on to say this man only loves her when he's miles away, and when they're together, nothing really works out for them.
When no one's around and I have you here, I begin to see the picture, it becomes so clear. You always have the biggest heart when we're 6,000 miles apart. Too much of no sound, uncomfortable silence can be so loud. Those 3 words are never enough when it's long distance love. You always love me more, miles away. I hear it in your voice, we're miles away. You're not afraid to tell me, miles away. I guess we're at our best, we're miles away. So far away, 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 so far away.
The song Ring My Bell tells us about how Madonna is ready to talk, but only if the man apologizes first and is ready to talk in a decent and polite manner. Otherwise, he's not welcome. To continue on that, there's also an interesting song in Hard Candy album, which is called Devil Wouldn't Recognize You, which feels like another reference to Madonna's toxic relationship with a man who seemed to be so harsh and so cruel that even Devil wouldn't be able to recognize him. But Madonna did. However, I read another version about how this song was dedicated to George Michael as a way to emphasize his eccentric behavior. But considering everything that I've mentioned, I don't know. I just don't believe in that. It doesn't seem relevant. There's too many coincidences. There is no direct evidence as to who this mysterious abuser is, but considering that just in a few months after the Hard Candy album was released, Madonna filed for divorce from her second husband Guy Ritchie, we have an idea. The album brought us some bangers as well, such as an amazing duo with Justin Timberlake called 4 Minutes.
If you feel it, it must be real. Just say the word and I'ma give you what you want. Time is waiting. We only got 4 minutes to say the word. No hesitating. Grab a boy, grab a girl. Time is waiting. We only got 4 minutes to say the word. No hesitating. We only got 4 minutes. 4 minutes. So keep it up, don't be a break. Hey, Madonna, you gotta get on my hop. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. That's right, keep it up, don't be a break. Hey, Madonna, you gotta get on my hop. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
Give It To Me.
What are you waiting for? Nobody's gonna show you how. Why wait for someone else to do what you can do right now? Got no boundaries and no limits. If there's excitement, put me in it. If
and of course, Candy Shop. I specifically like the live version of Candy Shop that she sang on her Rebel Heart tour. It is really sassy and stylish.
Sugar is raw. My 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 sugar is raw. Say which flavor you like and I'll have it for you. Come on into my store. I got candy galore. Don't pretend you're not hungry. I've seen it before. I got Turkish delight, baby, and so much more.
Oh, and I also like the song called Heartbeat. It's really cool. Madonna's toxic love story isn't the only theme that the album brings up, but it really does feel like the central one, and of course, that is intriguing in its own way. The album is strong, it feels bitter and angry and rebellious and really, really sexy. It must have been a thrilling experience making it, so we can't but appreciate Madonna's creativity and artwork in this case. Unfortunately, though, when you make a top, something always gets a low grade. And since this is not my favorite album by her, I'll make a hard choice and put it right here. Not because it's a bad album, but because I really don't like it as much as I like her other albums. But yet again, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't listen to it. Everything that Madonna does is cool. That's why she's so goddamn awesome. And now to 2012. Change, please.
Yeah, heard it from the grapevine. Are you thinking you sober? Think about it. Doesn't matter and if it makes you feel good. I say do it. I don't know what you're waiting for.
This has to be Madonna's most controversial era. Her 12th studio album, MDNA, was released in 2012 and led to many discussions and arguments. She gave a spectacular 13 minutes long performance at Super Bowl, where she performed a few of her most popular songs, such as Vogue, Music, and Like a Prayer, added some new material from the MDNA album, and collaborated with other creators, such as Mia and Nicki Minaj, to deliver an incredible show, which actually made Super Bowl great again and drew more attention to it. She then ventured on the MDNA tour in Europe and Asia, and the tour was a major success, a wonderful work of art, dwelling on themes of controversial subjects such as violence, firearms, human rights, nudity, and politics. The album brought Madonna rewards and critical recognition. It was a bright and spectacular era, both musically and politically.
Something better than you are today. I know a place where you can get away. It's called a dance floor, and here's what it's for. So come on, go. Let your body move to the music. Come on, go. Let your body go with the flow. You know you can do it. All you need is your own imagination. So use it, that's what it's for. Go inside it for your honest inspiration. Your dreams you'll open the door.
On the other hand, according to many reviews, MDNA is somehow Madonna's most hated album. Some say that its main theme is a recovery from a painful divorce. Others disagree. Madonna says that the title of the album inspired both by her name and her DNA, and is also a reference to something illegal which I cannot name on YouTube for pretty obvious reasons, it will be banned. During her gig at the MDNA World Tour, Madonna told her audience, "Do you understand this concept? That we share DNA, regardless of beliefs or sexual orientation, that we're all one." If you ask me, There are several things which I absolutely love about MDNA. First of all, it's one of the singles called Girl Gone Wild, and the music video for it, which has to be the gayest shit I have ever seen, and I just love, 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 love it. Apart from being iconic, this is also stylish as hell. Seriously, I mean, this deserves an Emmy. I have rewatched this music video for like a million times.
I got that burning hot desire. No one can put up my fire. It's coming right down to the wire. Here it comes. When I hear them 808 drums, it's got me singing. Hey, 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 hey. Like the girls gone wild, the girls gone wild. I'm like, hey, 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 hey. Like the girls gone wild, the girls gone wild. Girls, they just wanna have some fun. Get fired up like the smoking gun. On the floor till the daylight comes. Girls, they just wanna have some fun.
Secondly, in the album there's a lyrical ballad called Masterpiece, which won the Golden Globe Award for Best Original Song, and that's expected because the song is just freaking awesome. It's strong and it's beautiful, and the lyrics strike right through your heart.
Everyone would come to see you. You'd be impossible to move. It seems to me it's what you are, a rare and priceless work of art. You stay behind your velvet glow, but I went up and down the song hole, and I'm right by your side, like a thief in the night, standing by the masterpiece. And I can't tell you why it hurts so much to be in love with a masterpiece. 'Cause after all, nothing's indestructible.
Another song that's really cool and shows Madonna's great vocal abilities is called Best Friend, and it's clearly a reference to an ended relationship. Love it. As for the rest of the songs, I don't know. They're not bad in the sense of being poorly written or badly performed, but the sound production is great, the quality is okay, the lyrics are fine, but I don't know. They just don't have this thing, you know, this sparkle that's in pretty much everything that Madonna creates. Honestly, the rest of the album, apart from the 3 songs that I enumerated, seems like a bunch of dance tracks that you listen to in a bar or in a club, and you forget them the moment you leave. They don't get you, they don't stay. They just feel kind of empty. I truly don't know what happened to the writing here, but this is surely not a great album, and although I appreciate the concept and the tour was amazing and these 3 songs are completely wonderful, MDNA is my least favorite album and it goes right here at number 14. I am sorry. But that is about to change because we are about to discuss something wild. Oh my god, this is happening, change, change, change.
I'm gonna carry on.
Rebel Heart. Oh, this is gonna be intense. Is it just me or has it got hot in the room? As you can probably see, my attitude to this particular album is really, really personal, and let me explain why. The thing is that this was the first Madonna album that I listened to. I am not originally from an English-speaking country, and Madonna wasn't often on the media where I was born, so for a very long time I didn't really know who she was. But then, in 2017, when I was about 15 years old, I suddenly discovered this incredible, incredible artist, and this was the exact time when the Rebel Heart tour was over and there were recordings on the internet. So I listened to the album and watched the live versions and everything, and then I discovered her earlier records and her songs and her singles and the shows she was on and Evita and her books and her stories and everything. And that's what the turning point. That's where I fell in love with Madonna and her art once and for all. But even without all that, this is a fact. Rebel Heart is just fucking awesome. It is genuinely one of the best albums of all times. The concept is rather simple here. You can kind of divide the album in two parts. Some songs reflect Madonna's tough and rebellious side, while other songs delve deeper into her soft and romantic personality, the mood in which she likes to sing about love and compassion. The visual side of this record and the Rebel Heart tour are absolutely incredible as well. This was perhaps the most colorful, the most chromatic and motley era of Madonna's whole career. My eyes find it absolutely enjoyable to watch. And when it comes to the songs, the first thing that comes to my head is Ghost Town. Oh my god.
I know we're alright, 'cause we'll never be alone in this madman, in this madman world. Even with no light, we're gonna shine like gold in this madman, in this madman world. When it all falls down, I'll be your fire when the lights go out. When there's no one else around, we'll be two souls in a ghost town. When it all falls down, I'll be your fire when the lights go out. When there's no one else around, we'll be two souls in a ghost town. When the world gets cold, I'll be your cover. Let's just hold on to each other. When it all falls down, we'll be two souls in a ghost town. When it all falls down, we'll be two souls in a ghost town.
I remember listening to it for like 200 times a day on repeat, just non-stop. Madonna then said it was just a beautiful story and told a joke about how everything that you need to rebuild the world from ashes is a man, a woman, a child, and a dog. I implore you, stop the video right fucking now and go watch that video clip. Another wonderful composition is called Messiah. If I made my top Madonna songs, it would probably be in like first 10 or something. Her voice sounds just so beautiful and the lyrics. This is pure poetry. That's what it is.
I'll be the bride that is married to life. You are the day, I am the night. Weave you a blanket of silver and gold.
There are many cool songs on this record. As for the rebellious part, I'd like to specifically point out the song called Illuminati, which is a way to mock all those who are into conspiratory. Another one is Iconic, which opened the Rebel Heart tour, and Bitch I'm Madonna, which is a funny yet really cool banger. And I love Nicki's spot in there.
What do you think you are?
Hold up with my nose up and that rose up and that thanger. I'm froze up and my stove up cause he eating like it's his dinner. I run shit, I don't fall back cause I'm on track, I'm a sprinter. I'm bounced up, I got him outstruck, it's not a toss up, I'm the winner. Beat, bitch, move, for I bang bang with that ooze. That's Mew Mew on my shoes, ain't got a thing left for me to prove. It's that bottle service all night, it's that poppin' urban just right. It's that go hard or go home zone, bitch, I'm Madonna, these hoes know.
Another song that feels deeply personal and emotional is called Joan of Arc. And this is where Madonna reveals her vulnerable side to us yet again, talking about how hard it is sometimes to deal with people's hatred and how important it is to have a shoulder to cry on. She delivers some insanely great vocals in Best Night, Wash All Over Me, and the lead track, Rebel Heart.
Right where I'm supposed to be. So I took the road less traveled by, and I barely made it out of that. Through the darkness, somehow I survived. Tough love, I knew it from the start. Deep down in my rebel heart. So I took the road less traveled by, and I barely made it out of that. Through the darkness, somehow I survived. Tough love, I knew it from the start. Deep down in the depths of my rebel heart. Of my rebel heart.
Oh, and don't forget to listen to Livin' for Love, or at least watch the live version, or you'll miss this.
Love's gonna lift me up. Love's gonna lift me up. Love's gonna lift me up. Lift me up. 'Cause love's gonna lift me up. Gonna lift me up, 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 up.
damn, pretty much every song on this record is awesome. There are exceptions, of course. I don't really like the songs Unapologetic Bitch and Holy Water, although the latter was performed brilliantly.
Don't just stand there, let's get to it. Strike a pose, there's nothing to it.
And if you're still doubting whether or not this album is great, there are always Devil Pray and Addicted, which are also great pieces of music. Overall, it feels like, apart from delivering various messages and playing different parts, reinventing herself and all, with this album, Madonna just really, really wanted to just create something beautiful. And she succeeded. In my top, I put it right here, in the line with her other greatest creations, and we continue our journey to reach its final and most important point. And now, Change. As much as I love this makeup and as much as I don't want to wash it off, Change.
Dear God, how could I trust anyone after years of disappointment and betrayal? How could I not want to run away? Again and again. Escape. I will never be what society expects me to be. I have seen too much. I cannot turn back. I have been kidnapped, tortured, humiliated, and abused. And yet I still have hope. I still believe in the goodness of humans. Thank God for nature, for the angels that surround me, for the spirit of my mother, who is always protecting me. From now on, I am Madam X, and Madam X loves to dance. Because you can't hit a moving target.
Madam X. Okay, so you already understand that this is my favorite album and it gets the first place in my top, but I feel like I have to explain myself, and let's get started. This is the latest album by Madonna so far, released in 2019, and I dare say this is the greatest artwork she has ever created, because it literally feels like everything she has ever done before, all her ventures, every previous album, every book she has ever read, all her life before fame, all sorts of joy and turmoil she has ever experienced, everything she has ever witnessed has been incorporated and externalized in this amazingly artsy and creative album. It actually feels like the peak of her entire creative life, as if everything she has ever done was merely a preparation for this, a lifelong journey to the goal that she finally reached. But what's so special about it, you might want to ask? And I think it would be fair enough to say everything. In the long interview about the album, Madonna talks about how she was always considered a shapeshifter, changing identities, genres, and types of music, as if she had various personalities at the same time, which is a very accurate description of Madonna. As we've seen today, throughout her long career, she has changed her style so many times that it almost feels like every 5 years or so, the world saw Madonna as a completely new performer. Yet somehow, she managed to preserve her true self. Madonna is many, but no one is like Madonna. She also tells us a story about how her dance teacher, Martha Graham, gave her the nickname Madam X to emphasize how unusual and versatile she was all the time. Recalling on that very moment, Madonna decides to use this nickname as the name of her album, and that's where magic begins. What we have to understand is that Madam X is not simply a name, it's a character that Madonna creates and plays. So, this whole album is a story of Madame X, her adventures, her missions, and her identities. And this fictional contest is incredibly entertaining to watch.
The thing that hurt the most was that I wasn't lost.
I decided to call my record Madame X.
I wasn't lost.
Madame X is a secret agent. I am Madame X. Traveling around the world, changing identities, fighting for freedom. Bringing light to dark places. Madame X is a dancer. A professor. A head of state. A housekeeper. An equestrian. A prisoner. A student. A mother. A child. A teacher. A nun. A singer. A saint. A whore. I'm a spy in the house of love. I'm Madame X. I'm Madame X.
As we study the lore of the album, we understand that it was greatly influenced by Portuguese and African folk music, religion, fighting for freedom, and searching for your true self. We see pictures of Frida Kahlo and Martha Graham, and quotes by James Baldwin. We see Madonna disclosing the deep philosophical matters that worry her the most. And since Madonna is Madame X and Madame X is Madonna, this is how we get to know her a little bit better as an artist and as a human being. It has its own color palette, dark, noir, and exceptionally creative. There are symbols that travel from song to song, such as the letter X, the eye patch that Madonna is wearing, the sound and the image of the typewriter.
It's not gypsy blood. We live between life and death, waiting to move on. And in the end, we accept it. We shake hands with our fate, and we walk past. There's no rest for us in this world. Finally, enough love. I don't search, I find.
I genuinely love all the songs on this record. You can feel that it was made with great love of art and pure dedication to style, but I'll talk about a few that I find extremely important. Killers Who Are Partying is a song in which Madonna raises awareness of how many marginalized people there are in the world. It is a way to identify herself with everyone who suffers greatly, everyone who's been abused and hurt. It is a scream to God, a cry for help and understanding. And there's a good reason why she does this, because Madonna is not just a singer, she's a philanthropist, and she is known to have spent millions of dollars and hundreds of hours on helping those in need.
I'll be a woman if she's raped and her heart is breaking. I know what I am. God knows what I am. And I know what I'm not. And He knows what I'm not. Do we know who we are? Will we know when to stop? El mundo es salvaje. O camino es solitario. Yo sé porque soy yo que now soy. Yo sé porque soy yo que now soy. Wild is the world, and lonely is the path to come to you.
The theme of power abuse is one of the central topics in this album, and Madonna goes on to compose the song I Rise, which actually became the new anthem of the LGBTQ plus community. I remember listening to it and crying. It's simple melodically, but there's so much meaning in it. Madonna has been a gay icon for decades, and this is just another proof of that. Another track that Madonna uses to remind us that all safety is an illusion is God Control. In the music video, we see a story of Madam X trying to warn the government and the people about the importance of gun control, because people die and that has to stop. Another very good composition is called Dark Ballet. Madonna says it was inspired by Joan of Arc, and while composing it, she used a sample of the Nutcracker by a famous classical Russian composer Pyotr Tchaikovsky. The storyline shows us a transgender person dying at the burning stake because of the bigotry and ignorance of the Inquisition, because of stupidity and cruelty of those in charge. Madonna travels to Capo Verde, which is said to have been the birthplace of slave trade. There, she finds a Batuka orchestra and composes a folk song with them that symbolizes their female wrath, their energy, their commitment and will.
I say, oh yeah, oh yeah. I say, oh yeah. I say, amen. I say, hallelujah. It's a long way. It's a long way. It's a long way.
She sings about her search for answers and the meaning of life in her song Extreme Occident, which is utterly philosophical and very, very captivating. She predicts the decline of the human race in her song Future and urges us to be vigilant and responsible. She sings about love and forgiveness, fate and destiny, God and man. She delivers so many messages here, and every song is a treasure. I'd like to specifically point out the music video for her single Crave, just for you to see how beautiful it is. This is not just a video, this is absolute cinema, absolute art.
I don't think we should wait for this, cause you're the one I crave. And my cravings get dangerous. My cravings get dangerous. I don't think we should play with this. My cravings get dangerous. I don't think we should wait, cause I'm just me. That's all I can be. Something real, something I can feel. You know I just can't change. This is how we're made. I'm not afraid. Take me to the place. You're the one I crave. And my cravings get dangerous. The feelings never fade. I don't think we should play with this. Say, come, give me straight. I don't think we should wait for this, cause you're the one I crave. And my cravings get dangerous. My cravings get dangerous. I don't think we should play with this. My cravings get dangerous. I don't think we should wait.
You're on me, I don't think you should wait. You're only one pull up away. You're down to ride me like a wave. I gave you a sensation. Loner days you used to chase. It's do or die, yeah, my love life can get crazy. It's on the line, girl, you're risking everything. It's over X-rated.
But I did my research on the internet, and how flabbergasted I was to find out that so many people actually hate this album and wish it never existed. And I don't understand. I'm sorry to say this, but how can you be so superficial? I really don't understand why Madam X faced so much hatred while being such an amazing project that Madonna didn't even include a single song from this album into her celebration tour of 2024, apart from the I Don't Search, I Find, which sounds in the interlude. Or do I? In 2019, the year of the release, Madonna turned 61 years old, and although she still sang beautifully, created new music, performed, and continued being an icon she is, people started discriminating her for her age, which is a terrible thing to do. Not to mention how stupid it is to assume that a person shouldn't do something just because of the amount of years they have lived on this planet. I mean, come on. Every time I hear something like that, my heart breaks. Haters just keep asking Madonna to admit that she's old and that she has to stop. I was sick. Plus, there was a technical malfunction due to which she wasn't able to hear neither herself nor the music, and there was a wrong type of autotune installed in her micro. As a result, the first song that she was to perform, the one we talked about today, the legendary Like a Prayer, sounded badly. Madonna was flat and unable to hit a single note, but it wasn't her fault, and it would be foolish to assume that, because she had performed Like a Prayer hundreds, if not thousands of times, and it was okay. Plus, she had already proved to every snob that she's a great vocalist, and her singing is just fine. I mean, listen to this.
Why are you at my side? How can I be any use to you now? Give me a chance, and I'll let you see how nothing has changed. Deep in my heart, I'm concealing things that I'm longing to say, scared to confess what I'm feeling. Frightened you'll slip away. You must love me.
Or this.
I could have had any prize that I desired. I could have burned with the splendor of the brightest fire, or else I could choose time. Remember, I was very young then, and the year was forever and a day. So what use could 50, 60, 70 be? I saw the light and I was on my way. And how I left, how they shone.
Or that.
I'm gonna love you and you alone. Sooner is better than later, but lover, I'll have a plan. This time I'm not only getting, I'm holding my man. This time I'm not only getting, I'm hugging and squeezing and petting and talk to me, General Schwarzkopf. Tell me all about it. Ooh. This time I'm not only getting, I'm holding my man.
I mean, how can you really assume it was her fault? But people don't need validation or arguments. People don't need the truth or acceptance. Some people just want to hate and shit the creators for every step they take. Some people just want to hate and shit creators for their every step. I truly believe, though, that the album was great and the world tour was perfect. By the way, you should watch the concert version. It's a masterpiece too. Pure art. On this tour, she performed in theaters, not stadiums. What can I say for a conclusion for this very, very, very long video? As someone once said, to say that Madonna is just a singer is to say that Coca-Cola is just a soda. Madonna is not just a singer. She is an artist, a great artist, whose legacy is unsurpassed. Whatever happens, her life will never, never fade. Hundreds of years from now, people will still be talking about her, and of that there's no doubt. And I think the most important thing to realize here is that the ways in which this incredible, incredible woman has influenced the world, the media, the fashion, the politics, are so immense that without her, we would all be living in a completely different world. And I truly believe that we are incredibly blessed by God to be able to live in the same historical moment with this unique creator, this activist, this genius, This beautiful, talented, exceptionally extraordinary human being. I've said so much in this video and it still feels like I've said nothing, because to cover everything related, we would have to be talking for hours and hours and hours. And to all the haters, you have no idea how wrong you are. Because one day, when Madonna is gone, this wretched world will get darker, for it will lose one of the brightest stars that have ever shone. And for now, long live the Queen.
Now I'm dancing, it's like a dream. No end and no beginning. You're here with me, it's like a dream. Let the choir sing when you call my name. It's like a little breath. I'm down on my knees. I wanna take you there in the midnight hour. I can feel your power, just like a prayer. You know I'll take you there. Come on, Lisbon, put your hands together. Just like a prayer, your voice can take me there. Just like a muse to me, you are a mystery. Just like a dream, you are not what you seem. Just like a prayer, not just your voice can take me there. Come on, Munchie, sing it for the people. Can I take you there? Oh, can I take you When you call my name, it's like a little prayer. I'm down on my knees. I wanna take you there in the midnight hour. I can feel your power, just like a prayer. You know I'll take you there. When you call my name, it's like a little prayer. I'm down on my knees. I wanna take you there in the midnight hour. I can feel your power, just like a prayer. You know I'll take you there. Life is a mystery. Everyone must stand alone. I hear you call my name, and it feels like home. Thank you.
That was it. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Oh my god, that was a wild ride for me. I spent so much time working on this video, and when I think how how long it will take to edit it, I want to die. Anyway, thank you for being with me. Don't forget to subscribe to my Telegram channel as well. There, I post cat pictures and tell you different stories about art. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment or two in the comment section. And yeah, that was it. Thank you. If you want to read some of my works, I post it there on Telegram or Wattpad. I am always glad to create something for you. Thanks again, you all. Love art and keep an open mind. Bye!